Hey guys, Angry Joe and Other Joe here, and we are going to bring you a brand new series of videos. We want to start doing hardware reviews. That'd be pretty sweet, right? So I bought a few gadgets lately, and the first one we're going to start with, it just so happens to be that today is the launch of Bladao.
Where'd you get that from?
The Oculus Rift. Shut up, Joe. We've had this. We've already tested it.
Amazing.
And I just put it back in the box so we can do an unboxing for you. So, I've jumped in. Okay? This is super expensive. So let's freaking find out whether this shit is worth it. Is VR legit? Is it worth $600, $800, $400 prices of all the different units? As you can tell, we're going to start with the Oculus Rift. Hopefully we can get our hands on a Vive and a PlayStation VR. But Oculus Rift is going to be our first. It's going to pop our cherry. Well, it already has. So, yeah. Anyways, pop our VR cherry and we will become VR Joe. Or VR Joes, right?
Yeah.
So we got to go.
What are we doing?
We are VR Joes. Oh, that's VR Troopers.
VR
Do you remember VR
yes,
Troopers?
That's exactly what I was thinking as soon as you said that.
So this is definitely early impressions of what we've played at events and what we've played here at home over the course of a day or two. Okay? So let's jump right in. Let's start to unbox this bad boy. And you'll get the sleeve and we'll push this out. It is a very nice box. That's just marketing material. I guess showing you some of their high-profile games. These will probably be the ones they consider most high-profile. Valkyrie, which I will agree with. This is sort of their system app. Their console seller, so to speak. Lucky's Tale, which I guess sort of looks like Conquer, but not really. You've got, you know...
Looks like Tales from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. And then Edge of Nowhere, which is sort of a thriller, horror, monster type game where out in the snow. Reminds me a lot of, you know... No, more Tomb Raider and Uncharted kind of stuff. And there's way more games. I think there's some like 30 games and then 42 launch titles. So, box is pretty hefty, pretty nice, pretty heavy. I think this is magnetic there, and then Bajau. So it's a nice little executive suitcase style thing. Let's get started with your new Oculus Rift. You've got a remote sensor that you can control the Oculus Rift, get back to the home menu, stuff like that. Hit the accept button. Of course, the Oculus Rift unit itself, which is a really nice headset. In my opinion, it's very, very sleek. You know, say the HTC Vive looks more like, I don't know, it looks rough. It looks unfinished. This one looks like it's definitely the consumer unit after, you know, many years of development. And then it comes with one sensor, which is pretty nice that you don't have to mess with a whole lot. Just take off the protective film, plug it right in. Super simple. And then we've got Badao, an Xbox One controller, which I don't mind. You know, honestly, Microsoft has some of the best controllers. It feels good.
Is there an option for PS4?
No option for PS4. I think you like the PS4 controller better?
I've just been used to it now.
Yeah, no, I'm still used to the Xbox 360. God damn it, the Xbox One controller. And thankfully, it is wireless. Now, that's a good thing because one of the negatives is you're going to have to deal with all these wires. You've got just one wire that splits into two for your HDMI and your USB 3.0. And over here, this is also USB 3.0. Many new computers have USB 3.0, but mine didn't. Mine had USB 2.0, which might be a problem for some of you guys with the sensor. We'll get into that later, but ultimately it did still work, but I wouldn't take that risk. There's manuals.
$600. What else have we got?
That's nothing else, Joe. Nothing else. So we'll have to get to it. You're also going to need a really powerful gaming PC rig. Now, we already got one. You may remember Alienware, who lives in my city, gave us some gaming computers. So we've got that squared away. But if you don't have a gaming rig, there are, on Oculus website, they have Oculus Ready gaming PCs. What?
Like a bundle?
Yeah, a bundle and computers that you can buy that you know you're going to have absolutely no problems with. Or you can go your own route go on Newegg or whatever, build your own badass gaming PC, and do it that route. Okay, so to set up, you basically just go to the website and fire up the software. The software is sort of like a install wizard. It's super simple. There's videos. There was images playing. It obviously tests your sensors and the compatibility and all that good stuff. And so it worked out nicely. Also at Oculus website, you can download a compatibility.exe, which I highly recommend you do first before you decide to buy, to see if your system is compatible or whether you need to upgrade it first. And I'm sure the HTC Vive and will have that as well. And I know the PlayStation VR will already work because you have a PlayStation. So the first unit, obviously, that we're going to get to try in VR is the Oculus Rift. So we're going to go ahead right now and show you some footage of us playing and experiencing VR at some events, the launch event, and also in our home. And then we'll come back here and give you our early first impressions of this new VR experience, Oculus Rift.
Oh, not yet?
Not yet, but right now. Right now. Oh, shit. What the fuck was that? We got enemies. Oh, what the fuck? I can't. Ah! Roger that. Oh, shit! Holy fuck! Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, boy! This is fucking intense! Oh, shit! This is fucking a dream, man! I'm living in the future. Must protect my allies. Yeah. Isn't that fucking cool?
Yeah. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Leave alone. Pursuit angle.
Pursuit angle. Joe, too fast. Joe, what did you think?
Let me try it just to get another feel for it. No, this thing is incredible.
So we're back. We got some hands-on both here in the house and at previous events. And I just want to let you know again, between now and our full-fledged review, you're going to get plenty of software reviews for VR games. In case you were thinking about joining this next level of gaming. We'll also be doing plenty of live streams over on our Twitch channel, and we would love it if you would come join us there. We always have a great time, so you can see us look like fools with the headset on. So like, follow, and subscribe to us on Twitch if you want to directly support the show and if you want to see more content like this. All right, so let's dive right in. I guess since this is still early impressions, we'll split it up into positives and negatives. So starting off with the positives. Unbelievable immersion. Oh my god, I have never been immersed like I have playing with the Oculus Rift Eve Valkyrie. My dreams came true of being a space fighter pilot. I'm going to save a little bit of that for the Eve Valkyrie review, but this level of immersion is unparalleled. Not with Kinect, not with anything that I've ever played before. You know, Sony camera, none of that shit. Virtual Boy, none of that shit. This is top level stuff. There's also a very strong launch lineup, in my opinion, better than most other consoles. When they release, their lineup is pretty strong. I got a list here. Some of the ones that stand out to me: Adrift, which is essentially Gravity, that NASA movie in space. Air Mech, Command, Project Cars is a good one. Chronos is a more traditional game, in case you want an RPG, more traditional game that's enhanced. Elite Dangerous, Eve Valkyrie, Lucky's Tale is a good one. VR Tennis Online.
Any horror?
I'm not gonna go through all of them, but the launch lineup is actually a lot stronger than I thought. Now, a few of these are gonna be multi-platform titles, so you'll see some of these appear on the Vive and you'll see them on the PlayStation VR, but a lot of these are exclusive. Yeah. So what about you?
Man, this thing is extremely comfortable, well built. The headphones are pretty adequate, and even though it's not Bose sound,
it's not that level of quality.
Done, though,
it gets the job done. It could be a little bit better, but you start to hear a little bit of crackling if there's too much bass in there.
But it's not too bad though.
Yeah,
it might bother some audiophiles.
Yeah. If you're a huge audiophile guy, then who knows? You'll probably wish that there was an upgrade option for a little bit better headset. But like we said, it's adequate. It does the job. And yeah, it really helps with the immersion that you've got the headset there and you've got everything just on your head, and it's kind of so lightweight that you forget it's there sometimes.
Yeah,
I was really surprised by that.
And nothing, no neck ache.
Exactly, lightweight. You don't feel you don't feel face heavy. I could play this thing for hours without it feeling too heavy, right?
Perfect, perfect weight.
Definitely. And I felt like the wires didn't really get in my way too much, except for the games that I had to stand. You remember that one time?
Yeah, it's careful. It's like, don't move. Let me move the wire.
I almost tripped, and Joe saved my life. But so you got to be careful about where you put the wires. Yeah. But when you put on the headset within the view of the sensor, it actually automatically starts. I was wondering how you can open up the program and start it, but if the sensor's already pointing at you at your computer and you throw this thing on, it'll start automatically. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, this is motion gaming. So, did you feel any sense of queasiness when you were using it?
No, I did not. Well, I'm used to this. I was going to ask you about that, because I know whenever I drive, you're like, oh my God,
Shut up, Joe.
I don't feel good.
I can't read in the car like I try to do myself, but I get motion sickness, and honestly, I never experienced motion sickness to any major degree with this, and I was playing intense level. They actually have like a rating level, like comfort level, intense, moderate, comfortable. And even in intense games, it didn't affect me. I feel like I was just enjoying myself so much that maybe if you're on an empty stomach and you weren't feeling so good earlier in the day, maybe, or if you're super sensitive.
If you're already feeling sick.
Exactly. But it's not too bad at all. I was really surprised by that. The one game that might get you is Adrift. Because you are literally an astronaut and you can move your character in any possible way. It's like a first-person shooter. So if you've seen Gravity and when, the space station gets hit and people are twirling, that could get to you. But other than that, it's pretty good. So a lot of praise for it. Obviously, the Xbox 360 controller is very easy to get used to. I've been gaming on it all my life. So let's jump into negatives now. The first major negative I ran into was the USB 3.0 requirement. My PC did not have a USB 3.0, and while I plugged it in, I felt a little scared that it wouldn't work. The sensor would disconnect and reconnect a few times, but overall, when I was playing, it would work. It only disconnected once when I was playing. So, and this is just maybe 2 days of testing it out. So you want to make sure that you have a 3.0 in order to get this going. And 3.0 slots are relatively cheap. You can buy it on Amazon, slot it in your card if you have space, but just know that. And if you go with an Oculus-ready computer, you don't have to worry about it. Another negative of the unit was you may not know this, but and I don't know if at launch date it's going to be like this, but I guarantee you people are going to bitch about it. It is the install drive directory. It forces you to do the default install to just the normal Windows drive. And my Windows partition is super small. It's a solid state drive, and I don't want to keep nothing on it except for Windows, and that's why I made it so small. That's why I have, all this other room on all my other hard drives. But no, it forces you to put it there, and there's no way to change to put the actual Oculus install on a different drive or any of the games. So every single game is going to have to go on this small. So I was only able to install 2 or 3 games at a time, then pull them off and try another 2 or 3. So that was really annoying. I sent an email to Oculus Rift asking what was up with that, and they said that an update is coming, and eventually you will be able to choose your own drive. But when you get this thing, I guarantee you that's the first thing that's going to piss people off if you partitioned your Windows like mine. Yeah.
I think another thing too is being so tall, we couldn't really adjust this. And I know we were playing Eve, and I was my jet pilot, and then it was your turn. You were like this.
Yeah.
Your head was poking out of the fucking.
So I'm surprised
pilot,
that I'm surprised that the sensor is not adjustable. I would have liked it to be a little more adjustable, go up and down. Yeah. Anyways, you get the idea.
Yeah.
But it's just one pole, and it's more of a tilt thing. So you'll have to back up just a little bit more and adjust it for people's different height. If there's a huge height difference, I would have appreciated it, especially my monitors kind of sit here. I just want to have it on my computer all the time, and I kind of want to duck it down below my monitor so my vision isn't obscured. But yeah, that's just a small minor gripe.
But just be safe with this thing, because you might trip over it or something.
Right.
So just get it out the way. But other than that, it's perfect.
Also, when you play a lot, this band could get a little sweaty.
Oh, I noticed.
I noticed too. All that sweat. Your sweat was on me, man.
I was scared. I was scared.
You were scared. But I think that it's only gonna get better from here. If you want to wait, you can, but honestly, some of this stuff is so cool that you probably won't regret becoming an early adopter and, explaining your experiences to others.
For me, the cost right now is the only thing standing in the way.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty expensive. And like you said, it's not even done because you still have to get...
Right. And look at what we get here for $600. This is... It's a little hard to justify. So if you do want to maybe hold off, because I hear that as development continues on this unit and the Vibe, but not the PlayStation, that one's coming out at a set price. I think they are actually going to make cheaper units, as they work out the components and stuff like that. So in the future, the Oculus Rift might get cheaper and to a price point that you might like. But this is definitely an early adopter price, because if you look at what you get, it's really on that edge. In fact, a little outside that edge, in my opinion. I wish the price would come down a little bit. If this thing was $400, I'd have no problems being like, hey, go get it. If you can afford it, go get it. But at $600, you needed them touch controllers in here. You really did. If you could go $400 with the touch controllers, we good. We good. I know that's crazy talk. It's brand new technology. If you're grabbing it now, you are getting an early adopter price kind of thing. But I can tell you, look at this smile on my face. It's really cool.
We had a great time.
But to be perfectly honest, I think you can wait if you want to wait, because like I said, there's going to be more crazy games coming. Some of these games that have no release date yet that are coming afterwards are even more exciting and interesting than some of these launch titles. Exactly. If you are a fan or a connoisseur of these genres, go out and get it. Racing simulators, flight simulators, mech simulators, and horror games. Yes. If you love any of these genres and you can afford it and you don't mind doing the early adopter price, then go out and get it. 7 out of 10. I would have probably given it an 8 out of 10 had it come with the touch controllers. But it's the price that's holding it back from 9 and 10, and the fact that there is a large hurdle there in having that gaming computer, having some, to have some of these wires and some of the launch lineups.
See, mine was an 8. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of 8.
So you'd go to 9 with the touch controllers. Joe hasn't got to use the touch controllers.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the price is already pretty expensive, and it didn't come with the touch controllers, and which is kind of sad.
Not a whole lot here for $600.
Yeah, so I knocked it down, and I went for an 8, but I still had so much fun with it, and I want to experience with the controllers.
It's definitely worth your time if eventually you want to get into it, whether that be with the Oculus Rift or Oculus Rift opens up development, and because I want the VR space to be healthy. I really do. I want to see future games. I'm telling you, we keep saying the same thing, but the potential that you see in these games for fully fleshed out things in the future. Like, you know consoles, they always have Gen 1 games that are kind of, you know, a little bit, some are cool and you had a good time, but then Gen 2 and Gen 3, it's like, holy shit, it really pushes the limit. So I can't wait to push the limit of VR, and it's definitely going to be worth your time. Not a gimmick in my opinion, just as Markiplier was pushing me towards it, and John Tron, I would then recommend it to some of you guys who really like those genres. Now, it does enhance other genres like RPGs and third-person stuff. There's nice enhancements and stuff that's not otherwise possible. Puzzle games are really good. I think tabletop gaming, this would be fucking amazing for. Like, when we were playing Smash in the Battle, it felt like these were little miniature statues. Little toys playing that you can, you know, manipulate. With the touch controllers, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. So it's a really exciting time in gaming. I can't believe that this is already out. It's 2016, and the first wave of VR gaming is hitting us.
I think all. We still don't have our hoverboards, though.
I know, where the fuck are our hoverboards? So you want to use a VR headset while you use a hoverboard? Yes. You basically want to crack your head open. That's what you want to do, Joe, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. So as I said, probably a 7 out of 10. If we go with the touch controllers, it'll probably be about an 8 out of 10. I'm looking forward to it. I recommend it for fans of those particular genres. And I think developers will have interesting solutions for first-person shooter games and things like that. And there's already some games that already kind of prove that it can work, Adrift and stuff. So, yeah. And when a killer app hits, I want to tell you, okay, guys, it's time. And then, you know, when the price drops, it's time. Jump on board. Because I think that VR gaming, while it's not going to replace traditional gaming, it can be, it's a step forward. It's not a piece of shit like Kinect was. Just forget everything that you thought you knew about VR. We're starting now. And realize that.
Future is now.
We're starting now, and it's very early. So, if that sounds good to you and you want to do it, then by all means, I think it's pretty cool. The future is exciting, and that's my rating for the Oculus Rift. I'm looking forward to possibly getting our hands on other hardware units, the Vive and the PlayStation VR. But for right now, if you want to early adopt, Oculus Rift is probably your best bet if you're a hardcore PC gamer. All right, guys? And we'll end it with our patented, we are VR Joes! We'll have to figure out something.
It was on the fly.
I want to have a new intro. So you got Angry Joe, and then you've got VR Joes. VR Joes.
The VR Joe.
I'll be VR Joe, and you'll be VR Other Joe. Other VR Joe.
Other VR Joe.
I don't know. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye.
See you guys.
Whoa! Virtual reality is cool!